Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thanks for joining me. And for you new viewers, thanks for checking out my channel. I definitely appreciate it. Now today I have two Seikos for you and they're almost identical. I'm not quite sure why Seiko has done this. These two watches are from their Essentials line. One is 45.2 millimeters and the other one, its little brother, is 42.7 millimeters. The model numbers are SSB369, that's the big one, and SSB373, that's the small one. And guys, I'm not quite sure why Seiko made two almost identical watches. Let's check it out. All right, we're gonna get into this thing, but first check out my Amazon shopping channel if you like either of these watches or any of the other watches I've reviewed on my channel. I do get a very small commission if you buy from my Amazon store, so I definitely appreciate it. I mean, typical Seiko packaging, you know, I asked y'all, I think in the last review, do you want to see, you know, more packaging stuff in my reviews? And most of y'all say, yeah, go ahead and keep it in there, just don't go over it as long as as you normally do. So typical Seiko packaging, let's go ahead and open up both of them. You know what you get in the box with Seikos. There's your outer sleeve. There's the watch. Of course, underneath here, you get your warranty card and your manual. Same thing with this one. You got your sleeve, you got your box, and then of course, underneath here, you got your manual and your warranty card. So there you go. There's the boring stuff out of the way. Let me get all these outer watch boxes out of our way. And looking at these up close, I mean, at a quick glance, you're not going to tell which watch is which. And I'm going to have to constantly keep referring to my notes to make sure I'm telling you the correct specs for the correct model. I mean, look at them. They look almost identical. Again, I'm not quite sure why Seiko did this, man. Really interesting. Anyway, so the one I have in my left hand, that's the SSB373. That's the smaller model. The one I have in my right hand is the SSB369. Besides the size difference, I think you can tell just by looking at them, the layout of the subdials on the smaller model is on the left-hand side, and on the bigger model, it's on the right-hand side. And the only other functional difference is that the bigger model has a 24-hour dial, and the smaller model is really more chronograph geared because it does not have a subdial for the 24-hour time. All of its subdials are dedicated to the chronograph function. So, it really kind of depends on what you want, man. Just about everything else with each watch is identical, besides the size and besides those dial differences that I just told you. I mean, they both have mineral crystals. They're both water resistant to 100 meters. They're both chronographs. They both have push-pull crowns that are very nicely knurled, by the way. They both have the same type of strap. Different size strap. One is 22, which is obviously the bigger model, and the other one is 20 millimeters. But besides those differences, if you were to look at them at a glance, it's freaky to me that they're so identical. I'm not quite sure why Seiko did this. I guess there's a market for a slightly smaller version of the same watch. I don't get it, man. Anyway, but the cool thing about both of these is they're incredibly well made. I was shocked about the coating on the stainless steel case. Is very well done. It's kind of got like a, if you've ever had a truck and you have that liner, that bed liner, that spray-in bed liner, I can't remember what that stuff is called. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Anyway, it kind of feels like that in a way. It's obviously not gritty like that, but it's definitely a thick coating. The knurling on the crown is awesome. Absolutely awesome. I looked at the dial underneath the loop for both of them. You can see they both kind of have that carbon fiber-esque looking dial that's not carbon fiber, but the indexes are all raised with Arabic stenciled numerals, as you can see. They both have an applied Seiko logo, as you can see. The smaller version has it over here at 3 o'clock. The bigger version has it up there at 12 o'clock. Again, they're both 100 meters water resistant. They both have a date feature at 4:30, as you can see. Even the movements, I think, are only 1 digit apart. Anyway, let me go ahead and tell you the specs for these things. I've kind of run my mouth a little bit too long here, but let me tell you the specs. In fact, let me switch them here because this is how I have them set up in my notes. So the SSB369 is the bigger version. The SSB373 is a smaller version. All right, so here are the specs for the watches, okay? So the SSB369 is 45.2 millimeters. The SSB373 is 42.7. They both have IP-coated stainless steel cases. Thickness is 14 millimeters for the big one, and 14 millimeters for the small one. I was kind of surprised they both have the same exact thickness. Lug to lug is only 1 millimeter difference. 51 millimeters for the SSB369, 50 millimeters for the SSB373. Strap, 22 millimeters for the big one, 20 millimeters for the small one. Water resistance, again, is the same at 100 meters for both, which is 330 feet. The movement for the SSB369 is 8T63, and for the SSB373, it's 8T67. You're looking at about 3 years battery life for both of these. They both have a slightly boxed mineral crystal, which adds just a little bit of magnification to the dial for you. And I think they're really good looking watches, man. I think they're really well made as well. So let me go ahead, let's go ahead and bring out the big one here, which is this one over here. Actually, is that right? See, I'm getting confused already. Which one's the big one? Here we go. I can tell the big one because the big one has the tachometer on the actually imprinted on the bezel right there, engraved on the bezel. So that's how I know the difference just by looking at them. I mean, it's a good looking watch, man. Very well made. Very, very well made. I was pleasantly surprised with this watch. And a screw down caseback, which I was not expecting. I was expecting just a snap caseback because, you know, it's only water resistant to 100 meters. Super comfortable strap. Let me go ahead and try this thing on real quick. One of the most comfortable straps I've ever put on my wrist. I don't know what combination of rubber and silicone they're using, but man, this is a winning combination. If I can get it on here. There we go. Man, that's super comfortable. Gosh, that is crazy comfortable. These also come in a different colorway. You can also get them in, I think it's like a black, I believe. Let me see here. Let me scroll down to the site. And yeah, they come in a different colorway. They come in like a light, like a sandy brown. And then they also come in a jet black and then like an olive drab. And there's another model of this that has like a big date down there at 6 o'clock. In fact, I'll go ahead and show you one of those up on the left-hand side of the screen there. That's another model of these. A little bit cheaper because it's not a chronograph, but that's a cool looking watch too. So very comfortable. So let me go put this one over here. Man, that strap is crazy comfortable, man. All right. So there's the strap. Really nice, man. Look at that. I like the strap a lot, guys. I don't know why I keep going on about the strap, man, but I really like it. You got your Seiko buckle, metal tang and buckle. You got a, looks like a rubber keeper right there. Man, I might have to get one of these, but maybe not the chronograph version. Just get the regular three-hand version. Pretty cool, man. All right, so there's that one. There's the big boy. Put him over here. Let's get out the little brother. All right. Again, same basic look. Just a little bit smaller. The sub-dials are different. This does not have a 24-hour dial. This is really geared more towards actually being a chronograph because all three dials are chronograph related. They both, I take that back. They both have a small seconds hand down there at 6 o'clock. Forgot to tell you that. But the smaller version has two dials devoted just to the chronograph function. So that's this one right here. All right. Same thing with this one. Same strap. Same quality strap. Again, metal buckle, tang and buckle, rubber keeper. I actually like the caseback on this one just a little bit more for some reason. I'm not quite sure. Let me show you the casebacks. Yeah, I like this one because it's a little more, I don't know, angular, raised. I'm not quite sure. I like the caseback on this one a little bit better. All right. So now, let me go ahead and try this one on real quick. And I know I'm going to like the size of the big one a little bit better. That's just me. I'm a big guy. Yeah, I don't like the size of this one. That's just me personally. Little too small for me. But I mean, it looks great. Still looks good. Just a little bit too small for me. And I don't like all those indexes being covered by all the subdials. I like to actually see the indexes more. And the cool thing about these indexes, they are so raised on the dial. They have quite a bit of height to them. And I love that applied Seiko logo. Really nice applied Seiko logo. They did a fantastic job with these watches, man. These are not, you know, they're not cheap, but they're not super expensive. But the quality in these things, I was pleasantly surprised. All right, let's go ahead and get Lume shots for both of them. Let's go ahead and kill the studio light, kill the monitor. See if I can find my trusty UV light. There it is. All right, you see them glowing just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and leave them down there. Let's put them next to the logo there. All right, here we go. I mean, of course, you got LumiBrite. It's going to shine like crazy. So there you go. I mean, that's Seiko LumiBrite for you. Yeah, guys, I just like this one better. I like the bigger version better because I like to see all those indexes. I don't like all the stuff covered up like it is on the small one. That's just personal preference, you know? All right, let's go ahead and cut everything back on. I'm trying to think of anything else I forgot to tell you about these two watches. They're so similar. There's not really but so much to tell you. I mean, the specs are pretty simple. They're not super complicated watches. You know, no atomic, no solar. These are battery driven. They're not super complicated watches, man. You know, some other differences are there's the tachometer is on the bezel on the big one. It's on an inner chapter ring on the small one. Again, I love the knurled crown on both of them. Really nice job on that crown, Seiko. Very, very easy to turn the crown on these. So guys, it's really up to you, man. Do you like the size of the bigger one better? Do you like the size of the smaller one better? Do you need a 24-hour dial on the big one? And you know, or do you want more of like an actual chronograph function on the small one? You know, that's really kind of up to you, man. Let me bring them up to the camera here. I think they're both fantastic watches. I have absolutely no use for a chronograph in my life. But you know, it is what it is. Some people like them. Some people just like it, you know, just for the aesthetic, just like, you know, the way it looks. And that's definitely understandable. I can't get over how well made these are. I'm really shocked. And looks like the chronograph hand lines up perfectly with the 12 o'clock index. That's a shocker. And look at that. Look at the little markings on the chapter ring. The dial has a real three-dimensional look to it on both watches. Very three-dimensional look. I like both of these, man. I really do. But I'll definitely take the bigger one. So guys, what I'll make sure to do is put a link in the description field so you can head on over and pick up either one of these. They're both about $185. They both retail for $315 on Seiko's website. But of course, get it from Amazon or somewhere else. Save yourself a ton of money. And again, they're both about $185 each. So guys, that's really about it for this one. I thought this was a fun thing to do, to take two very, very similar watches and compare them. And I hope you liked it too. So as always, guys, make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you click that notification bell. I really appreciate it when you do. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next review. Take care. Bye-bye.